INSiiGHTS magazine is an online component of INSiiGHTS. IM brings to life stories that need to be remembered, that need to be told. Telling it to you from an insider point of view. These accounts aren't always found everywhere else. It's a visual and audio revelation. It's a sharing of occurrences. It's documenting history. It's revealing what needs to be remembered. It's showing the effects of sports and athletics in everyday life. INSiiGHTS magazine is showing me, and it's showing you. INSiiGHTS magazine is found on our website at INSiiGHTS.com. INSiiGHTS. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.com. Enjoy.
Good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that we announce the hiring of Coach Fuller as the head football coach of the Gadsden County High School Jaguars today. This is a big day for Gadsden County. We are excited because as we move for excellence with our students academically, athletically comes along with that. And so we would love to take this opportunity to invite all of Gadsden County to join us as we move from good to great with our athletic program and supporting the not just the football players on the field, but we're looking to build a program. We are hiring Coach Fuller to work with us with our middle school programs as well as the community when it comes to the recreational league, because football don't just start at high school. It started at the lower levels as well. And so we want all of Chattahoochee, Greensboro, Havana, Quincy to join us as we move forward with athletics here at Gadsden County High School.
So you have a hand, kind of, you said working with the middle school, will he have a hand more than just outside here at Gadsden County?
What we would be challenging him to do and hiring him to do is work with our middle school programs, our middle school coaches, because those schools feed into the high school. We are one county, one school, one community, and so we need to build our program from the ground up. We will be tasking him with working with our recreation department, for we have a wonderful youth league recreational program. We have excellence in some of our middle school programs, and so we will be tasking him to work with those coaches at all levels to help to build this program to excellence.
Two-part question. When did you guys kind of maybe realize that this was a possibility, that you guys could get Corey? And then second part of that question, will his duties be full-time on football coaching?
His duties will be a full-time employee with the Gadsden County School District, and he would have a job as coordinator of health, safety, and drug-free schools on campus during the day. His responsibilities would be supplement as the head football coach. Coach Fuller and I, actually, when I became superintendent 2 years ago, when we kind of lost him for the second time, had kind of talked about some things and some ways that we can kind of help build a program, but we wasn't quite at the position to be able to do some of the things that we're doing now. And so most recently, about a week or so ago, we actually started that conversation again, and I am so excited. I finally decided to
all the way back to INSiiGHTS has historically had outstanding academic programs and very, very competitive and good athletic programs. We noticed now that even some of your programs are getting stronger, and we think that Coach Fuller, he's been accepted by the Gadsden community. Quincy is very, very loyal to its own, and he's a guy that's come into this community. It just seems like everybody's embraced him as if he's from Quincy, which means a lot, because he's able to reach and identify a lot of the kids that are from here, knowing their parents and things like that. How difficult a choice was it for you to have Coach Fuller come back?
We have had quite a bit of interest in the program, and let me make sure that I acknowledge and all of the coaches who worked with the program for the past 2 years, all of the players that appreciate all that they've done. It was not a very difficult choice for me at all when it came to Coach Fuller. I am a Gadsden Countian. I am well aware of the rich history that we have had academically as well as athletically, and I often say it's our season. It is our season. We have had pockets of excellence, and we still have pockets of excellence. But I really believe that this young man could help us to move this program. Now, notice I didn't say team, to move this program to the next levels and for us to build a dynasty right here in Gadsden County when it comes to our athletic program.
Do we think hiring Coach Fuller will stop the exodus of students who transfer from Gadsden County? Because that's a story in itself. The talent that is everywhere is from Gadsden County. Do you think this will enable a lot of the students to stay here and play at home?
I invite all parents, those that are currently here within the system, those that have chosen to go outside of the system, but I welcome all of them to return and return back. And it is my hopes that Corey could help us to be able to keep our talents right here in Gadsden County, because we are about to really move in a positive way when it comes to our programs.
What is the start date? Besides football, doing something with the high school, when will Coach Fuller actually start on campus?
We will work with Coach Fuller and his current employer, and so as soon as he has given proper notice, then the start date will be that next day. So that could be as early as tomorrow or a couple of weeks down the road, but as soon as he's worked things out with his current employer, because I understand that there's things that need to take place and things that need to happen, and so as soon as that takes place, then we are ready to start.
Yeah, I want to first of all say thank you to Ms. Jones, our principal, and our superintendent for presenting this opportunity in front of me. But most of all, I want to thank Leon County School System, Godby High School administration, and every kid and every parent that entrusts me with their kids for the last 2 years. This opportunity wouldn't be as great as it would if I had not went there, and it wouldn't be possible if I had not started here. So with that said, I want to thank everybody that's been involved with my coaching career, that's given me the opportunity to stand in front of kids and be a deliverer of a savior to our kids.
I mean, you heard Mr. Melton. I mean, they've got big goals for you, and I know you have a lot that you want to accomplish in your career. I guess just talk about the decision to come back again. This is your third stint here, but to come back and again really come back home, which is what he kind of decides to do.
You know, I think that when opportunity knocks on your door, it gets harder and harder to hear it when you have had a lot of success. But when you get a call and the way his voice was excited about just the opportunity of thinking of me returning, it makes it a lot easier. You know, it's very hard to leave a 10-0, 11-1 team that you built, and you have 8 starters coming back on offense. We had to revamp our defense, but our special teams was great last year. To say, well, I'm going to throw all that in and go all back in, but it makes it a lot easier when the principal, the superintendent, the county sheriff call and say, come home. And Coach Clayton asked the question about Corey's been adopted. You know, I'm from Leon County. I've had an American dream as a kid. I think I lived it to fruition right in front of those people, and have been a great model for success for kids that come from low poverty income, and as you would say, the ghetto. But one thing I know that they embrace it over here. They embrace my style of coaching, my style of loving on kids, my style of way of trying to discipline a kid. They embrace it here with open arms. And so it made it a lot easier this time coming back. Was it a hard decision to leave kids again? Yeah, it was hard when I left here. You know, the superintendent said about a week, but this decision has been molding in my mind for 3 or 4 weeks because a couple of schools in South Georgia called. But I know I went for to relocate all the way to up on the north side of Atlanta. My next move out of the state of Florida will be Texas. So that's some time away. I think that we can do great things here. I think that the vision for sports and the appetite for it to return at a high level is here. Not saying it wasn't here the first 2 times I was here. You know, it wouldn't be possible for me to sit here if Superintendent James hadn't given me a chance. But now there is a vision to dive all the way in to fix it from the ground up. My opportunity as being a head coach, I have so much zeal not to fail, because if I fail, I'm failing kids. I'm not feeling the wins and losses. I don't walk in a stadium on Friday night letting the title bother me. What bothers me is seeing a kid not have an opportunity to better his life, and the way you do that is through education. We can't do nothing on the football field till we do what's downhill right in the classroom. So me coming back here, it's not a hard decision. My family, we talked about it, we prayed about it, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, the superintendent has stepped up. Me and the principal at hip and hip. She's been an assistant principal when I was here as the coach. She know the type of work I'm going to do. I think we'll do great things, and I think it'll be fast. People going to look at the title of the school I just came from. McGovern had won 5 games in 2 the year I took over. I don't think the type of coach I have become, I would never get opportunity to go to a program that is going to be like God, where coach just left 11-1. I will always be labeled as a guy that can rebuild a program. So every situation I get in is going to be at the bottom. But I strive at best, and I perform my best when the chips have been against me.
You've got the opportunity too, because you'll be a counselor here as well, I guess, is what I'm kind of assuming that role will be, but you want you to work with the middle school and the recreational leagues. Is that a challenge too that you welcome, that it's outside of kind of a coaching this high school team? I
think when we talked 2 years ago when he first was elected, I knew I mentioned that. You can't fix the problem. I have so much energy to not fail. I can win without me being dealing in the middle schools or the city. I can win without that. But for this problem to be sustainable and last, if Corey Fuller was to leave, because I asked the superintendent, how do we keep getting at this crossroad that we got to bring Corey back, or we need Corey to come back, or Corey wants to be back here? It's because we haven't fundamentally fixed it at the bottom. And fixing at the bottom is, like Superintendent said from the word go, it starts in the parks, it starts in the middle schools. I can't get a kid here from middle school that never grabbed a bench bar, and when he get here, I take 2 years of development, then he's out of high school. That cuts that kid's chances of being successful going to college because he's underdeveloped. So I am excited about that. I would get a great assistant head coach that can do day-to-day operation, because I am a coach of kids. I don't coach grown men. So if I hire a coach, I give him a chance to do his job. If he don't, I'm going to go to the superintendent, I'm going to go to the principal. That guy can't do the job here. They'll tell him that he's relieved of his duty.
When you have to rebuild a team that hasn't won many games the past couple of years, I mean, what's the first step in doing that? And is this a team where you see talent already here and maybe talent that can come in that can be a semi-quick turnaround?
I believe everything is fixable right now. I think that the prayers that I pray and the God I believe in, I think he's never took me to a place where I can't be successful in life. And I think everything if it's too big for me, it's just right for God. So do we have a quick turnaround? I believe. I ain't going to put all these hours in, miss my family, and not believe I can turn it around right now. It's done before. It's been done by me. You know, like I told them last week when I spoke to them, this school has been here 15 years or so. There's only been one winning head coach here. I do have a formula. Now the question is this group of kids, is this group of parents going to receive the formula? I say this to all the parents that have kids in Leon County. It's always been a challenge of ours that our kids from Gaston County go to school in Leon County. Derek Kelly went to East Gaston High School, was a starting guard at Florida State. I was his coach. Zamari Hope, bless his soul, played at East Gaston. Jawan Perkins, Quantrez Knight played here. There is no different in the education here than it is in Leon County. There's a myth in their mind that it's better. But one thing God has done for me now is afforded me the opportunity to go over there and actually see. Their football is no better. What it is all about who you have in front. Don't worry about the messenger. If they get the message, it's not where you at, it's what you do where you at that makes you successful.
In building your program, Coach, I know one of the things that you're going to do is reach out to the faculty and the staff here at Gaston County. What are you going to share with them in terms of you being aware of what's going on? Because I know you're going to monitor the guys and you need everybody's assistance to help from the village to raise them. So what are you going to say to the faculty?
Well, I've been talking to Ms. Jones about that. We have our meeting after this. I would like to meet with the faculty. I want them to know that I'm not here to win football games. I'm here to save lives. In the midst of saving lives, you automatically win. You automatically win. I got that advice from a coach that was a coach in Leon County, that was a guy that's a lot younger than me, Yusuf Shakir, told me. I called him when I got my first opportunity. I said, give me one piece of advice to help you win. He said, coach, you invest in them, you automatically win. A kid that comes from the situation that we see with our kids, they've never been told they love, never got a hug, never been nobody's been in their chest, not because they doing bad, but trying to make them better. So those are things that I would say to the faculty. Don't let not one athlete that I coach or me and my staff deal with be disrespectful in your class. Because I don't care. You show me a kid don't care about his schoolwork, I'm going to show you a football player that's going to let you down on Friday night. So the investment goes a long ways beyond a football field. It directly starts. And it's all the way to the house. We tell our parents in our meetings, if your son is not acting right at home, don't hesitate to call us. Because we want it from the home to the school. And if we can correct it there, that's what correct winning. Discipline, structure, a certain level of demand. We don't never say buy-in. We want a commitment. I want a commitment from the superintendent, from the principal, and I want a commitment from my kids and their parents. You know, that's the one thing that I think is lacking, because our parents are trying so hard just to put food on their table. But if you show your kid, just by showing up to a PTO meeting, showing up to a Friday night game, you're going to get better results. Our teachers come to the games. When I was young, our teachers used to come to games. In the old days in high school, in sports, they used to take coaches and turn them into principals. I'm still baffled today why educators don't talk to more coaches. How do you get the same kids to perform on Friday night, but we can't get them to get them a DLC work out of in the classroom? And me, honestly, I have some answers for it. But you have to be talked to, you have to be asked questions to give the answer. You just can't go bombard yourself. But in this situation right here in Gaston County, this is a tight-knit community, and that's what brought me back home. All the restrictions are pulled off. Don't pay this, don't do this. I've got calls on Facebook with me and other coaches. Cause I like to joke with coaches. We got to play the game on Friday night. I'm going to tell you I'm going to beat you. Now, is that going to be true or not? But I don't have to have them restrictions now. You know, so I enjoy the opportunity to come back for the third time. And hopefully this time right here, we fix it. So if I do leave, I don't have to ever revisit again, just on saying that that's our coach. That's our lifetime coach, even when I'm not the coach.
Coach's staff, are you going to try to bring anybody over?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to bring some guys with me. I'll advertise some jobs. And me, I've always learned from some great leaders, and Dennis Green and Bobby Bond and Mike Higgins. I will start with the guys right on this campus that work here. They're going to get paid their supplements anyway, so they have a chance from now until spring football to prove me that they deserve to be on this coaching staff going forth after spring football.
Coach, I remember the last time you were here, there were some resources that were lacking. I know some of the weight room equipment. I remember talking to you about that. How do you plan to change that, and will there be more of an investment, you think, this time around, or have you talked about that yet? Or?
I've been watching my buddy that's the coach at Bullitt High School in Alabama. This time around, because of the commitment that's coming from the top, I'm going to get more involved in these communities, the churches, the businesses and all. We can't let people keep taking from the community but not giving back to the school. Our kids go to one high school here now. So there's not a person that owns a business in this town that we're going to be afraid to ask for help from this time around. I'm going to go to churches on Sunday. We're going to get our kids more involved in the community this time around. So I've learned a lot from me being gone for 2 years too, and watching other coaches that's in the same type of settings. After going into the settings of a city football, I don't think I ever want to be in city football because there's so many other people's hands that have to deal with it. When you call the superintendent here, they pick up the phone. When you call the local sheriff, they pick up the phone. If I call the fire chief, they pick up the phone. So it's a lot easier. I think we will have the resources. They've committed to it. And he's gave me a number of percentage, and I have agreed to the percentage. If they get us there, we'll be on the ESPN before they know it. Y'all good? I told him, by the way, that this comes with Court Fuller. The media coverage, all this stuff comes with it, so get used to it.
We always follow.
They want a sound bite.
You know, INSiiGHTS supposed to be
Go, go, go! INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent the independent thoughts and representation.
One, two, talk that talk. Talk that talk.
From INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent the independent thoughts and representation.